the government isn't listening to you. Google is. In some science fiction stuff, there's been, like in the future or in another reality or another galaxy or whatever, there's mega corporations. I mean, these corporations are so big and so powerful that they've got more pull or just as much pull as the government. And I think that despite some of the laws we have that have broke up big companies before, a company could get to that mega corporation level, especially when you start merging a lot of successful entities together and they all kind of share their resources and tie themselves together. So my thing is, there are lots of people that think the government is using technology to listen to you and watch you. And I'm not saying there isn't the possibility that they could at some point, like in the book 1984, right? And I'm thinking that at some point they're going to have warrants issued or abuse these red flag laws to turn on the camera on your laptop or your phone or your TV and watch you as part of surveillance in order to build up a case against you, even though that kind of goes against our laws. It goes against the way, it's not even good detective work to break into your home. But I'm just saying that there is the possibility that things will change, laws will be rewritten, things will be done, and that resource will be there, okay? But if you remember, iPhone didn't want to give FBI access to those terrorists in California, their iPhones, because they said we value our customers' privacy and blah, blah, blah. And everybody goes, oh, iPhones, iPads, they can't be hacked. And the FBI ended up paying a teenager to hack into the iPhone. Okay, so it can be hacked. And these people go, well, yeah, they're going to hack your car and drive you off the side of the road. All right, if you've got park assist and cruise control and you're driving and your car's Wi-Fi or whatever is on and somebody gets into the system and overrides the, anything in there that's not a mechanical safety to prevent your park assist from taking control of your steering while you're going at highway speeds, it's plausible. It's absolutely plausible, okay? And nowadays, they're getting to the point where everything's tied to your phone, tied to your Google account, and you can't get away from buying something that doesn't have all the latest and greatest technology, even if you have to turn it off or disable it. You don't want it, you don't need it. You're like, I don't even want this on my whatever TV set or car, but it comes with it standard, right? So we're being forced into this, whether we like it or not. It's not necessarily because they are trying to control us. It's because of commonality when you're manufacturing something. If you put something on there and you put it on every model of that, it lowers the cost, it makes it easier to manufacture, blah, 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 blah. And for somebody who buys this thing, if they ever want to resell it, the more features it has on it, the more resellable it is. So, but the whole point is, I think Google is listening based on things. I've had a text message go back and forth, and then the next day on YouTube, I've got videos from channels that I've never watched suggesting I watch something, and the subject is what we were talking about in the text message, okay? I've had ads pop up on my Gmail for things that I've been looking for on Google. I've been in conversations on a Google Hangout, and we've talked about stuff, and next thing you know, I've got emails or in my Gmail account, some company wanting to sell me that thing. So I'm pretty sure Google is listening, but they're not listening to get control over us. They're listening to make money. And as far as I know, when you sign all these privacy agreements and stuff like that to use your free Gmail or to use YouTube for free or Hangouts for free, or even to pay your ridiculous cell bill or pay the $800 or $900 for your smartphone, if it's tied to Google or some other big company like that and they do sharing of information and stuff, when you sign that agreement, you say, I'm okay with this. And if you don't sign that agreement, they're not going to sell you the cell service or the internet service, or they're not going to activate your phone. I don't really like that. And on some phones, there are ways to disable certain things so they're not automatic and blah, 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 blah. And I'd like to see more of that with technology, where if you're willing to go in and manually turn it off, it stays off until you turn it on. But the whole point is, I really don't think Big Brother's listening to try to catch us. There aren't enough prisons to lock us all up. And if they do, who's going to be paying taxes? There aren't enough people to watch video and listen and go through and find stuff. You can have bots pick out keywords, but it really doesn't help too much when you're trying to arrest a whole bunch of people for a whole bunch of violations. Maybe to get a few terrorists, it might work. But really, where that technology comes into play is marketing, selling you stuff. If they can match the ads to what you like to buy, that'll get you to spend money. And that's more important to these companies and even the government, because they get tax revenue, than it is spying on you. So my belief is that there's the potential for it to be used on a case-by-case basis in the future if laws change and people are asleep at the switch and let these laws change. But for right now, I really think all this information gathering and all this sharing and technology and stuff really just has to do with making money, because we are a capitalist society.